very warm and pleasant good afternoon to one and all. After a very long period of time, I'm again back here to record the TNA and apologies because of the fact that I had major health issues. I was not able to come up on board. Welcome to LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for 11th and 12th of March 2024. Now, starting with the today's agenda of the day, where we will be discussing about the editorial section which speaks about the CAA and the legal challenges that would be coming when it would be before the Honorable Supreme Court. Then I'll be discussing about the news update, which will include the national and the international news, and lastly, the legal news update of the day. Okay, so guys, a very tentative data which we are coming up here, where I'm discussing that more than 4 years after Parliament have passed the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, the Ministry of Home Affairs have notified the rules to implement the law. Now, the CAA, which has led to widespread protests in the winter of 2019-2020, is also under a challenge before the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, why is the CAA contentious and what will change after it is implemented? Let us discuss that. So in 2019 December, Parliament passed an amendment to Citizenship Act 1955. So it's a basic amendment came to include a provision for grant of citizens to migrant belonging to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian community who have entered from 3 countries. Which countries? Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh before 31st of December 2014. So whoever have entered into India before this particular date will get the citizenship. In the essence, the amendment relaxed the eligibility criteria for certain classes of migrant from 3 neighboring Muslim majority countries. Certain categories of areas, including tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura, and areas protected by the inner line system, were exempted and purview of the CAA. The colonial concept of inner line separates the tribal majority hills of northeast from the plain areas. Now, the law was notified on January 2020 amid the protest around the country, particularly in Assam, but could not be implemented in the absence of the rule. Now, in May 2021, the central government issued an order under Section 16 of Citizenship Act 1955, giving district collectors in 13 districts with high migrant population the power to accept the citizenship application. Okay, it's a 39-page rule notified in the e-Gazetted on Monday, prescribe the modalities and procedure for eligibility individuals to apply for Indian citizenship. Now, what's the legal challenge that is coming up? So the amendment was challenged before the Supreme Court in 2020 by the Indian Union Muslim League. Since then, more than 200 petitions have been filed and tagged with Indian Union Muslim League challenge. This includes petitions from politicians Asaduddin Owaisi, Jairam Ramesh, Ramesh Chanthilal, Mahua Motra, and political organizations such as Assam Pradesh Organization, Assam Gana Parishad, National People Party, Muslim Student Federation, and Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Now, the bench comprising of the then Chief Justice of India, UU Lalit, and Justice Rabindra Bhatt and Hima Kohli passed an order stating that the final hearing would begin on December 2022 after CJI Lalit's retirement. Now, according to Supreme Court website, the case is currently listed before the bench headed by Justice Pankaj Mittal. Now, the major thing where we are discussing is that the right to equality. The right to equality, which is mentioned in article number 14, which states that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or the equal protection of law within the territory of India. The petitioners have argued that the National Register of Citizens in Assam to identify illegal immigrants along with the CAA will result in targeting of Muslims. Supreme Court has held that the law has to be cleared 2 legal hoops to pass the equality test when it is challenged on the ground of Article 14. One is the intelligible differentia and the second is the differentia must have rational nexus to the object sought to be achieved by the Act. The Supreme Court can strike down a classification if it is found to be arbitrary. The court recently struck down the electoral bond scheme on the ground that it was manifestly arbitrary, that is irrational, capricious or without an advocate determining principle. This is also the larger issue of whether making religion a ground for eligibility for citizenship violates secularism, which is the basic feature of the constitution. So, guys, please understand here that what we are talking about the broad spectrum where this particular law has been challenged on the base of right to equality and which is mentioned in Article number 14 of the Constitution of India. So please understand that the broad challenge is with respect to the applicability, eligibility criteria for this particular law. Now, apart from the equality argument, the challenge to CA also rests on the fate of Section 6A of the Citizenship Act, which too is under challenge before the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, in December 2023, a five-judge constitution bench, which was led by CJI D.Y. Chandrachud, reserved its verdict on the validity of Section 6A of the CAA Act and which was introduced in the Citizenship Act after the signing of Assam Accord between the centre and the leaders of the Assam movement in August 1985. Okay. Now, what 6A? 6A of the Act allows foreign migrants who came to Assam after January 1st, 1966, but before 25th of March 1957 to seek Indian citizenship. If the effective cutoff date is upheld by the Supreme Court as the cutoff date for the entry into SAID, the CAA would fall of the Assam Accord since it's create a different timeline. So 6A has a very different timeline and it will certainly directly impact the CAA Act. So please understand this particular law with the perspective of the CAA right to equality, CAA right to equality, and what all laws are challenged. Okay, challenge. Now, starting with the another national news of the day, President, Standard, and Color Presentation to Indian Air Force units. So, President of India, Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, who is Srimati Draupadi Murmu, awarded the prestigious President Standard to 45 Squadron and 221 Squadron, and President Color to 11 Base Repair Depot and 509 Signal Unit. Now, the award of President Standard and Color Representation is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon any military unit. This is the first time in the history of Indian Air Force that 4 units have been awarded together. The next national news, foundation stone of Multipurpose Exhibition-cum-Convention Center led at Saki Naka, Mumbai. So it has been led at the Saki Naka, Mumbai. The inauguration of branch MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Pune was also done. An exhibition was also organized where MSME showcased their products under different sectors. Munda inaugurates Agricultural Integrated Command and Control Center with the aim of empowering the country's farmers by equipping them with information services and facility using digital technology. They, inaugurated the Agricultural Integrated Command and Control Center, and this particular center has been established in Krishi Bhavan in New Delhi. Another news, medal winners of Khelo India Games to be eligible for government job. So the government of India has announced that the medal winners of Khelo India Games will be soon to be eligible for government jobs. Under the Khelo India Games, government organizes Khelo India Youth Games, Khelo India University Games, and Khelo India Winter Games. Now, the first Khelo India Youth Game was held in the year 2019 and took place in Pune. So they are eligible for the government jobs. French Open 2024 badminton, Chirag Shetty and Satwiksairaj Rankireddy win first title of the year. So they have clinched the French Open 2024 badminton men's double title with a win over Chinese Taipei's Li Jingyu and Yang Po Hussein in the final. Playing at the Arena Portal Chapel, the venue of the badminton at the Paris 2024 Olympics, top-ranked India badminton pair beat their world number 16 opponents. Okay, so this was all about the sports news. Bichom becomes 27th district of Arunachal Pradesh. So it's a 27th district which has been carved out of West and East Kamyang. It becomes a 27th district of Arunachal Pradesh. Chief Minister Pema Khandu inaugurated the district and led the foundation of its headquarters at Nepang Phung. The total of 27 villages from West Kamang and 28 from the East Kamang were made part of Bichom district. Clear है? चले. Sikkim first railway station, PM lays foundation stone of Rangpo station. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays the foundation stone for Sikkim's first railway station, Rangpo station. Sikkim will now be connected with a railway line, marking the third mode of transportation for its resident. Now let us understand about Sikkim. Sikkim became a protectorate of India in 1950 and an Indian state in 1975. Its capital is Gangtok. Chief Minister is Prem Singh Tamang, and there are total 6 districts. Oppenheimer dominates with Best Picture. Christopher Nolan, Cillian Murphy wins. So Christopher Nolan's blockbuster biopic Oppenheimer has trimmed at this year Oscar, taking home 7 awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best Director. The 96th Academy Award took place at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood. So this was all about, this was all about the Oscars. So Best Picture, Oppenheimer. Best Director also goes to Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Now, coming up to the important day, CISF Rising Day 2024. Every year, CISF Rising Day is observed on March 10. This year, the special day fell on a Sunday. There was a growing need for specialized security forces in industry and other critical sectors. Under the CISF Act 1968, the Central Industrial Security Force was established to address the growing need. So CISF Rising Day, which is celebrated on 10th of March. Coming up to the international news, Bangladesh pitches for common currency for South Asia. So Bangladesh has pitched for a common currency for South Asia to promote trade and investment and facilitate greater economic integration within the region. The Bangladesh garment export industry is the second in world after China. Now, Sweden, which is a very important news coming, Sweden becomes 32nd NATO member, ending decades of neutrality. So it has become a 32nd NATO member, which has ending decades of post-World War II neutrality as concerns about Russian aggression in Europe. Article 5 of NATO Treaty obliges all members to come to the aid of an ally, those whose territory or security is under threat. So it's a very important question coming for judicial services. Who is the 32nd member of NATO, who is Sweden? चले लीगल अपडेट की तरफ चलते हैं. Where family court not strictly bound by procedure laid down in CPC, Evidence Act may lay down own procedure if required. So it is coming by Telangana High Court, where the court has stated that the family court is not strictly bound by the procedure laid down in the civil procedure code, and if required may lay down its own procedure in order to arrive at the truth in the matter. Now, while passing on, the sections has been relied upon by the court is of Section 10 and 14 of the Families Court Act 1984, where the family court is not strictly being bound by the procedure to let down in CPC and Evidence Act. They can determine their own procedure. Now, Supreme Court dismisses SBI plea for extension of time for furnishing electoral bond details, direct disclosure by March 12. So very important news coming up from the electoral bond case, where the Supreme Court has dismissed an application for extension of time, which has been filed by the State Bank of India for complying with court's earlier direction to furnish electoral bonds detail. Now, concluding that the requisite information is sufficiently available with the bank, the court asks it is to disclose the information by close of business hours of March 12, 2024. And the case name is State Bank of India versus Association of Democratic Reforms and another. It's a very important case coming from the electoral bond. Okay? Chaliye. Guys, if you want to revise your previous TNA, then do attempt the quiz link that is mentioned in the description of this particular video. Do subscribe our channel. Do like the video also. It's free for you, but it certainly helps us to grow and motivate us to upload the video on daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. Do take care of yourself.